Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to my channel Phyrra. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new here, my name's Cordelia and I love to talk about bright and colorful alternative makeup, gothic fashion, mental health, and more. So if you love those things, please be sure to click that little subscribe button down below and don't forget to ring the bell because that way you'll never miss one of my videos. Right now I upload on the weekends and I put out as many videos during the week as I possibly can. So today's video is going to be on makeup that isn't for me. I was thinking about this recently because I see a lot of things that people like fall in love with, and I know that they become TikTok trends, and then I try them and they just don't work for me, and I'm just kind of like, what is wrong with me? And I realize it's not really that something's wrong with me, it's just that this makeup isn't for me. I am not the target audience. I am not the person that it was, that they are trying to sell it to for whatever reason. The first makeup thing that I think isn't for me would be KVD foundations. I have tried so many different KVD foundations. I've tried to make them work for me. I've tried the Lock It Full Coverage. It did not ever want to look good on my dry skin. It took a lot of work. I tried the Good Apple Balm. I'll put a link up here to that so you can see that. And that also just did not work for me. Basically, the Lock It foundation looked like a complete and utter mask on my face. I had the same problem with the True Portrait Medium Shake foundation as well. The Good Apple Perfecting Skin Balm foundation on paper looks like it would be perfect for me because I'm somebody who loves a cream foundation. I love cream foundations and stick foundations because I find them typically very easy to work with. It's easy to buff in a light layer. You can get light to medium coverage to full coverage if that's what you're going for, but I typically want light to light medium, like light to light medium coverage. I could not get the Good Apple Balm to look good on me no matter what I did. Like, it didn't matter how I applied it, what brush I used, if I used fingers, if I used a sponge, no matter what I did, it looked terrible on me. And so I just was so disappointed because it was one of those foundations that everybody I knew was raving about, but I could not love it. And I'm like, why is this not working for me? I mean, I love the really cool compact, that it's fully recyclable, that it had like the clear design that I thought was cute, especially considering it was a fully recyclable product, because not all the time, I don't always feel like eco-friendly recyclable packaging is also cute. And the fact that as a cream foundation, it was supposed to be for my dry skin, but it didn't work for me at all. I had issues with it sitting on top of the skin. It never really wanted to meld into my skin. I have dry skin, and yet it would wear away off of my nose. It broke down on my nose and cheeks a lot. It also would emphasize like lines in my skin and pores, and just didn't wear well. Like, I think it would break down between 6 to 8 hours. It just looked terrible no matter what I did, no matter what primer. So I felt so sad about this. As I mentioned, I have so many friends who love and adore the KVD foundations, and they work beautifully for them, and that is great. Unfortunately, they do not work for me. I am not one of the cool kids in that regard. Number 2 in makeup products that are not for me are the Xology Multi-Sticks. I recently did a demo where I tried out a bunch of their colors and the formula on my dry skin, and it really did not get along at all with my dry skin. I'll put a link to that video if you want to go check it out. It felt like most of the shades ended up pulling extremely warm, and a lot of them looked very similar with my skin tone. I have very fair neutral to muted cool yellow undertone, and so for me what that means is a lot of things will pull orange or pink because of that yellow undertone. Sometimes like neutral reds will pull a little orange because I have that yellow. I love the fact that they did have, really cool recyclable packaging. They had no plastic in it at all. It was very much like a push pop thing to push up the color and get it out. So it was very easy to get it out, but it just did not work for me and my skin. I do know people who would absolutely love it. My ex-sister-in-law, the Xology Multi-Sticks are exactly the sort of makeup that she goes for. She loves things that are very easy to apply. She loves things that she can just blend out with her fingers. She likes things that are sheer washes of color that you can build up. So it had everything that I know that she would love, as well as some of her friends. So I know that this is made for somebody. It's just not made for me. Number 3 on my list is the Too Faced Italian Cosmo-inspired eyeshadow palette. Although really, I guess at this point you could say anything from Too Faced. Too Faced used to make my favorite eyeshadow primer, the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I've since moved on. I use the Concrete Minerals Glitter Eye Primer for shimmery looks, and I love using the Urban Decay's Eden eyeshadow primer and Sin eyeshadow primers as well. I use Eden when I want to do an all matte look, and I use Sin if I kind of want to do something that's more neutralish toned. But yeah, Too Faced used to make my favorite eyeshadow primer, but once Jared came out with his Rich Lives Matter cake, it really just turned me off from the brand and disgusted me on the brand in general. I recently heard that maybe he stepped away from it, but I haven't seen anything that's come out of them, any of the releases that has been appealing to me. I feel like they're just really confused with their branding these days. Anyway, Too Faced, makeup not for me. Number 4 on my list is ColourPop. Now, I used to love ColourPop. When I first reviewed ColourPop, they told me that they were an indie brand. I loved their Super Shock formula. I thought it was amazing. Since then, though, they've done a lot of things that have just kind of turned me off of them. They've done a lot of cultural appropriation, bad naming, partnering with Harry Potter, just things that bother me on a personal level. And when I recently learned about the fact that the beauty industry creates 120 billion units of waste a year, I can't help but feel that brands that are like the equivalent of, like makeup brands that are the equivalent of fast fashion, such as ColourPop, are probably contributing to a lot of that makeup waste that's just going into the rubbish because of their constant churn out of new products. And then because they're not high quality products, or not everything that they put out is high quality, a lot of it ends up in the trash. Part of why I stopped buying their eyeshadow palettes is that I personally felt like the ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, the eyeshadows in them did not perform as well as the singles that they had released, and did not perform as well as the Super Shocks. So I decided that they weren't worth the money even at their low cost. I basically have like one product in my makeup collection from ColourPop that I use with any regularity, and that's this ColourPop Mulan blush. It's called Matchmaker. It's like this warm beige, it's like this warm beige blush with a little bit of gold shimmer in it. I think it's beautiful. I don't have a dupe for it, so that's one of the reasons I love it and use it. But in general, I've decided ColourPop is really not for me because of what I see them doing, and I feel like they're basically helping to contribute a lot to the beauty waste. Number 5 on my list is Glossier. I used to really be into Glossier because I love light coverage complexion perfection products. I've mentioned this before on my channel. I love light to medium coverage, usually more like light or light medium. I basically want enough to cover up my skin imperfections. I want to blur fine lines, blur pores, cover up any redness, or even out my skin tone, add a little bit of brightening. That's pretty much what I'm looking for in my complexion perfection products. So I used to love the Glossier skin tint. I was not particularly fond of the stretch concealer because it was just too emollient for me. It was too wet. I didn't really like their lid stars. I didn't like their lip colors. I felt like a lot of their products just didn't perform the way I wanted them to. I did like the cloud paints for a while, but then Flower Beauty came out with their blush bombs, and I found the blush bomb formula to be easier for me to work with. So I stopped using the Glossier ones, and then I didn't repurchase them when I ran out. I also keep feeling like Glossier, when they do release eyeshadows, releases boring combinations. Like, I'm somebody who loves to do monochromatic makeup looks, whether it's in reds or purples or greens, golds, silvers, I've done a whole bunch. I love those. And Glossier released, monochromatic eyeshadow palettes, which on paper should be something I would love, but the colors are so close together. There's like no variety in them. I have zero appeal to pick one up at all because I don't feel like they really are. They just don't look like they'll be fun for me. There's not enough differences in them. I just found them disappointing. Number 6 on my list is Kosas. Now, I picked up a few things from Kosas when I originally heard about them. I picked up their liquid eyeshadow and a concealer, I think I picked up 3 of their liquid eyeshadows and a concealer, and was completely turned off by the brand because the concealer went bad in less than 30 days. The liquid eyeshadow lasted a little bit longer, but it really bothered me that I picked up a product and it ran out of shelf life before, I had a month. And I'm not somebody who likes clean beauty. I feel like clean beauty is gimmicky. The only reason I ever cover brands that push themselves or promote themselves as clean beauty is because they're often cruelty-free, or I really, really like their products. I really did not like the Kosas products that I tried. Having a product go rancid on me like that, it just was bizarre. I mean, I've had products like cream products, liquid products last for 5 to 7 years. I always change things. If the smell changes or the texture changes, I will always toss them out. But this went bad so fast. It was just a huge turnoff for me from the brand. And I feel like I see people raving about them all the time. I don't know why. I don't know. It disgusted me that the product went bad so fast. And especially when you're spending I think it was $38. It's $38. Their products are not cheap. My beauty conspiracy theory is that clean beauty came around to get all of us to buy makeup even more often because that's why they got rid of the preservatives, so things go bad faster. Number 7 on my list is lip oils. Almost every single lip oil that I've ever tried looks and feels like a gimmick to me. I feel like they almost all look exactly the same on my lips. I also feel like they are not very hydrating for whatever reason. I feel like they almost end up making me feel more dry or make me want to lick my lips later because I don't feel like they're able to hydrate my lips properly. So lip oils are not for me. They're not a product that I enjoy. If there are any lip oils out there that actually add real color and they don't dry out your lips, I would love to know, because I have never experienced one like that. Everyone I've ever tried has just been a fail for me, a major fail. So the 8th and final item on my makeup that's not for me list is pH products. And what I mean by that are products that claim to adjust to your perfect shade based on your like skin pH or your body chemistry or whatever. I hate all of those. Almost universally, they all end up turning this bright, garish pink on me that just looks terrible. Doesn't matter if it's on my lips, doesn't matter if it's on my cheeks. It all looks bad. And I feel like they're a very gimmicky product, like one that you might find at Claire's for a little kid. And so I'm always surprised when I see more expensive brands, such as, say, Lipstick Queen, creating these products, because I feel like they're super gimmicky. They don't look great on me. And they may look good on other people, but I feel like they all change to the same freaking shade. So I don't like them. All right, so that wraps up this makeup that's not for me video. What about you? What makeup products are not from you? I want to hear from you in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. I really appreciate it, and it tells YouTube that my videos are worth showing to other people. And yeah, I'm so grateful when you do that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching, beautiful creatures. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.